Your Majesty at your service. Welcome to Fair Queen Talks. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of my podcast, Mindfulness. Mindfulness means maintaining a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surroundings through a gentle, nurturing lens. Mindfulness also involves acceptance, meaning that we pay attention to our thoughts and feelings without judging them, without believing, for instance, that there is a right or wrong way to think or feel in any given moment. When we practice mindfulness, our thoughts tune into what we are sensing in the present moment, rather than rehashing the past or imagining the future. In today's episode, I want to discuss the idea of being mindful. I want to share with you moments in my life when people were not mindful and what that caused. I feel that mindfulness in this current pandemic can create an environment where everyone will feel safe to exist. Today, I went for a walk with my family after realizing that this hasn't occurred since Mother's Day. My hesitation for stepping into the world with my young family was the fact that I feel that there are individuals in the world who are not considerate, don't have a sense of personal space, and are not mindful of their fellow citizens. I felt my young children were too vulnerable to step into a world where the pandemic is literally in the air. Being a protective mother, I chose to keep them in the house since lockdown started. As lockdown is easing, I have become more relaxed to my approach to the world and more willing to step outside with my children. So today was the day. My husband and I got our masks on and our girls were strapped into their pushchair. As their eyes were re-exposed to the outside world, I could see them take everything in. Walking around with twins, I have got used to attracting attention from people who love seeing babies that look alike. Normally, when walking with my family, there's always one or two people who stop and ask questions. Today, that wasn't the case. Instead, we received smiles from people who just wanted to express that they like seeing our faces. One lady in particular distanced herself 2 meters away and made sure that she did not come close to us and simply smiled at us. I felt so safe and secure in my area because people kept at a distance and were mindful. Being mindful during the pandemic in terms of keeping your distance is not just for your safety, but for everyone else's. You don't know who is vulnerable or who has COVID but doesn't show any symptoms. I've seen people in supermarkets disregarding distance because they just wanted to get their shopping as fast as possible, forgetting that this virus can be caught so easily. Why can't people just be mindful of others and be a bit more selfless? Although we all live on one planet, our worldview comes from one singular experience, one lens. We cannot walk in anyone else's shoes but our own. Because we live a singular experience, we are part of a community and world population. We cannot afford to be selfish because our lives intertwine and are all connected somehow. We all contribute to this world as we all share it together. Our singular experience of going to the supermarket for a food shop involves another person having to have a singular experience of going to work to provide this exact service. To ensure our services continue, we need to make sure that people are safe and that we are mindful of each other. If others can't distance themselves from you, then be the one to be distant. Keep yourself safe, even if it appears rude. Now, I want to share with you one experience pre-COVID when an individual was not mindful with their words and placed me in a very awkward position. During my postgraduate studies, I worked in various places And in this one particular workplace, people would not assume workers to be at a high academic level. One customer who knew I was in my postgraduate studies asked in front of all of my colleagues, "When are you getting a real job?" As he uttered those exact words to me in front of my colleagues and other customers, I was lost for words because this individual said it with such arrogance and a smile. To not appear as the angry black woman at my job, I simply smiled awkwardly and finished this order. I received this question as being disrespectful towards my colleagues who were in this employment as part of their career. I received this question as being dismissive to tons of people who are doing what they can to provide a living for themselves while pursuing their dreams. I received this question as being elitist because somehow people at a certain pay grade feel that anything less than what they have is useless and not productive, therefore not real. This individual was mindless and failed to recognize that many graduates do what they need to do to keep a roof over their heads. It's a tough economy, and graduates who are willing to simply be in employment are often looked at as failures. I am mature enough to realize that he didn't mean to offend me, but rather to ask me, when was I going to get a role that would best suit my qualifications? But that is not what he exactly asked. Indirect and mindless questions result in consequences that are often negative. It can lead to disrespect and offending others. It is important to think before we speak and to be direct when we do speak. I love this quote: "Say what you mean and mean what you say." So being mindful has a lot of benefits, and today I'll be sharing 3 of them with you. Number 1, mindfulness improves your well-being as it increases your capacity to gain attitudes that contribute to a more satisfied life. You'll find it easier to enjoy the pleasures in life as they occur. 2, mindfulness improves your physical health as it can relieve stress, treat heart disease, lower blood pressure, reduce chronic pain, and improve sleep. And 3, mindfulness improves your mental health, and mindfulness meditation is an important element in the treatment of a number of problems such as depression, substance abuse, eating disorders, couple conflicts, anxiety disorders, and OCD. Having practiced mindfulness during the lockdown with my family has definitely made being at home a lovely experience. As mindfulness is the psychological process of purposely bringing attention to experiences occurring in the present moment without judgment, has given me the skill to be present with my family. Taking things one day at a time and not bringing up things from the past has allowed me to tackle the day-to-day challenges in a more effective manner. Being mindful is a process, and I would encourage you to take this approach at home and with anyone you come in contact with, but most importantly, with yourself. So be mindful to your feelings, be mindful to your emotions and your experiences. Your singular life experience will be blessed for it, and being mindful will change your life for the better. At the end of each episode, I address the queendom. Being mindful is about being present in the moment. Look at the world with a gentle and nurturing lens. Be slow to judge. If others are not mindful towards you, Be mindful to your emotions and safeguard yourself. Say what you mean and mean what you say. The benefits of mindfulness will allow you to live a healthier, happier, and more holistic life. Thank you so much for listening to Therapy Talks. See you next time.